Airman Cave archives! Knowing and doing are two different things. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so you're probably wondering, what is Airman Cave Archives and who is this guy? Well, Airman Cave Archives is kind of an opportunity for you to hear some of the stories about the things that I've collected over the years. Now, who am I? I'm Jason Nelson, didn't you know? Basically, what we'll do for each episode is pick out a couple items and kind of give them their story. Now, disclaimer, my story or my things stories are no better than anybody else's. So what's that mean? You can have a story too. I'm sure you have one. I'm not trying to say that mine's the greatest in the world. It just happens to be my story. So you're also probably wondering, what's up with the hat and what's up with the book? So the hat and the book will kind of cue you in on each episode as to what the area is that we're going to cover. So if you see this ensemble, obviously it's going to probably be in the military arena. Okay, so there's some other books that are in my library that I've worked on. Again, this is An Eagle's Eye View of Victory Camp. My time in Iraq. We've got Vices and Verses, which is short stories and poems that I did with my dad. So whenever we have this book, it'll probably be artsy, things along those nature. And then we'll have Blind Obedience. Which is a graphic novel that I did. Sort of Matrix meets Breakfast Club meets Seinfeld. And that'll kind of be probably comic books and art and stuff like that. And then we have the newest addition to the library, a book that I worked on with my little brother, The Little Princess and the Magic Mirror. So whenever we have these, thinking probably kids stuff, stories along those lines. So now you kind of have an idea of what it is with the hat and the book. You'll be able to cue in on that whenever we go to the episodes. Kind of going to give you a quick example of what it'll be like whenever you come into the Airman Archives. So, let's see. Let's go with the picture over here. So this picture is actually a smaller version of the one that my Aunt Wanda has with all of our family. These are people in my immediate family that are actually in the military. So over here, the short little guy, you've got Cotton Nelson. That's my dad's dad whenever he was in, I believe this picture's from France over in World War II time period. Next up you have my stepdad, Jim. And he was actually in the Army, and kind of cool. He's been able to be there for a couple of my promotion ceremonies and my retirement as well in his uniform. So I was honored to have him there to be able to do that. And then you have my dad. Whenever he was in the Army, and he actually did the National Guard, I believe, so that he was still able to attend school and stuff, and that was more around the Vietnam era. Then you've got this 18-year-old punk kid who is actually me whenever I decided to join the Air Force and went off and did my thing with the military. Then you have my mom's dad. And so that was kind of cool to be able to get a nice, good portrait like that. And so I was kind of excited to be able to pair that with the one from whenever I was in the service. quick side note, which I found out later and you'll see in another episode, he was actually, my dad's dad was in the Army Air Corps, and a lot of times people thought that he was in the Army, which he was, but the Army Air Corps was the early stages of the Air Forces, which I was in. And of course, over here, the last picture, you have this cheesy car salesman guy, and that's me. With my beautiful wife, Kirsten, and she was actually in the Air Force as well. So that's kind of a quick rundown of that item whenever you look in the Airman Archive. So hopefully you'll be able to come back to different episodes and join us in and see some of the different cool stuff that I've collected over the years. Now, keep in mind at the beginning, whenever it said knowing and doing it are two different things, well, they are. So now you know what Airman Archives is, who I am, and kind of an idea of how the episodes are going to be. And so hopefully you will go do something for yourself so that you'll have your stories as well and create them and log them and share them with the rest of the folks. So look forward to seeing you on future episodes, and welcome to Airman Archives. Catch you later. Airman Cave Archives! Knowing and doing are two different things.